but they've brought the car out of the box for the LNH 500 at Phillip Island. Quick. Oh, no, lock. He doesn't need to lock a brake right at that point. He does not need a mark on the tyre. He runs a little wide. This is going to eat some margin for him.
Well, it's down under 5 seconds. Nick Percat looking on. Cam McConville also looking on, the partner of James Courtney. And there arrives Craig Lowndes. So now he's starting to put the pressure on in the rear vision.
2:12 for Tander. He lost a heap of time on that one. It's down to 3.7 seconds. There's your gap.
8 laps to go.
Now,
that's all okay, mate, all okay. 8 to go. Gap still well big enough to get us home. Smooth and consistent. That'll be a bye.
So this will be a big incentive for Lowndes. So remember your bias. That message is you can change the percentage of brake front versus rear on these cars. So Garth will adjust it if he feels he needs to. And that all happened at the bottom of the chase. Maybe he was just a little offline trying to avoid what's probably still a fair bit of dirt and debris and a bit of oil down there as well at the moment. Locked the brake. So we'll get a sector split here. We'll see what it looks like in the first sector. 53.2 for Tander. Lowndes will be along any tick of the clock, 53.0. He's taken 2/10 out of him in this first slice of the racetrack.
Years of age, 2007 V8 Supercar champ, winner here in 2000 and 2009, 49 career race wins.
Here's what happened. It's the other side of the car that's locked up in that instance, so it's the right front that was causing him to grief, and so he couldn't quite stop it. He releases the brake, drives straight ahead.
He's going to come up on the back of some lap traffic as well. So 3.3 seconds is now the gap. That's what it looks like. That bright Team Vodafone car will start to loom large for Garth Tander.
Lowndes is going to take about 3/10 of a second out of him on this lap, which will bring the margin down to exactly 3 seconds or thereabouts. Different style. See the way Craig just sneaks the car at the corner. He turns it in early. Carries the brake. It's exactly 3 seconds first to second, so he got 3/10 for his trouble on that lap. The green boxes show you how much he's sliced out of Garth Tander. It's lap 153 where the big gain was. So we'll play the numbers game again when they get to the top of the hill and the run up towards turn 7, up towards Reed Park, and we'll just check that clock. 2.8 seconds is the margin. Lowndes is making ground.
No question about it, Crompo. And the nerves are really starting to show now in both garages. So Nick Percat on debut, 23 years of age. Mark Skate, 25th Bathurst start.
First sector split coming up, and you can see a bit of blustery weather in the background. 53.1 for Tander, 52.9 for Lowndes. Another 2/10 in the first sector, so it's a consistent gain at the moment. But is it going to be enough?
It's not only the time of the year that Craig Lowndes starts to come into this kind of rare form, it's the type of day, the time of day that he does it as well. On this Sunday at this circuit, in the dying laps.
He's very, very good round here, isn't he? I mean, it's been 4 wins from 5 starts in recent years. He reads the place very well. They give him a great car, but he does a great job commanding it.
And the only man who interrupted that run was Garth Tander with Will Davison in 2009.
The Tander car does not look as settled in the middle part of the stop, and that could be related to the little bump up at turn 2 earlier in the day. The car tracked, you see it tracking left to right under brakes down there, under big brake stress. So the split on that lap, well, Lowndes has taken half a second out of him. It's 2.5 seconds. It is building to a grandstand finish. 10.9 for Garth Tander, 2 minutes 10.9, 2 minutes 10.1 for Craig Lowndes. It's 2.3 seconds.
He's chewing into the lead of Garth Tander.
Watch this thing under brakes. When we see the rear of the car, watch the way it tracks left and right. It's just a little unstable under brakes. I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's got a little slightly bent steering arm or something like that, which could be related to what happened earlier in the day. The Lowndes car looking a little more stable down there, but Tander's still doing a tremendous job with this motor car. And he's in the lead. And you've got to remember that track position is the very important thing here. Who's in car 12? It's Dean Fiore at the moment in the West Track entry, separating them. Michael Caruso, who's 12th at the moment, he mustn't have a cool suit because he's talking about how hot it is. He's about the only person at Mount Panorama at the moment complaining of being hot.
Up over the mountain again.
2.1 seconds to go. We don't have to wait for the timing sectors to see what the split is because of additional loops that are in the road that give us an update. Now, Lowndes needs to get to the left and get down there, gets it done, yes. And Dean gives him room, well done.
So now lap traffic out of the way. This fight continues. It costs our Lowndes a little bit there. It drifted back out to 2.5 seconds, but really, I mean, you're talking tenths, you're talking hundredths really at this stage of the race.
And they're both in a great space at the moment. They're both in the zone. Nothing else is creeping into their world. Nothing else matters. They're at one with their race cars. They know every millimetre of this racetrack. They know the exact performance and capability of the tyres that are on the car, the way the cars are balanced and behaving, and a nice clean move for Lowndes. The replay showing him up the inside at Forest Elbow.
He's been pretty carefree throughout the day, Nick Percat. He did a very professional job behind the wheel, but he's a youngster who likes to show his confidence. He's got a good nature about him, but gee, hasn't the race phase changed now?
Both of them did the same lap time then, 2 minutes 10.7. 2.1 seconds is the margin now between the two of them. So he quickly got, remember up at Forest Elbow last time, it went back out to 2.5 because of the traffic. And here's the great battle for 4th and 5th. Let's not forget them. Brighton, Winterbottom, they're still boxing on.
Nor Greg Murphy, who's still in 3rd position, holding down a podium spot for the Pepsi Max crew. Winterbottom has been so close, but just hasn't been in the position to have a look at Jason Bright. Have a look at putting a move on him, that is. He's got an eyeful of the Team BOC car, but Jason's doing a wonderful job holding him off. 4th and 5th. Shane Van Gisbergen is behind them in 6th. Russell Ingall is 7th. James Courtney 8th. Tony D'Alberto and Steve Owen round out our top 10.
Lowndes took another 3 tenths in the first sector. So Murphy at this stage is pretty much the Lone Ranger in 3rd place. He really doesn't have much pressure. Certainly it's a handful for Brighton Winterbottom. They're going to be very busy all the way to the flag, and these guys are just in an incredible arm wrestle at the moment.
It's as close as it's been, Crompo. 2 seconds pretty much. Down Conroy. Tander holding him off. Under 2 seconds is the gap. At the end of this lap, there'll be 4 left. There's 3rd. Started from pole. Went through the wars like a lot of these guys did. Popped out at the end of the day in a podium fight for Greg Murphy and Alan Simonson. 1.9 seconds is the gap. 3 out of the last 4 laps. Craig Lowndes has been quicker than Garth Tander.
You only got 3 tenths on you on that lap. Keep pressing on. You've done an awesome job.
It's 1.7 seconds. So at 10.5, 2:10.5 for Tander, 2:10.1 Craig Lowndes. Murphy in the 11s, Bright in the 11s, Winterbottom in the 11s. These 2 guys are the only ones that have got this cracking pace at the moment. Cars are getting very low in their fuel range now. Fuel load, I should say. they're driving, you can just tell with the positions they're taking with the cars and how close they're getting up against the wall, how hard they're pushing. These are like qualifying laps.
Well, this is all or nothing now. 1.6 seconds is the difference. 1.5 seconds. He's getting closer and closer. But like you said, it's one thing to get close to Garth Tander, it's another to get around him.
MS, how you tracking, mate?
Yeah, it's on young and old, isn't it? Huh?
I just stood out on the pit wall, mate, and they're driving. I reckon they're in that corner. They're 10 k's up on everybody, mate. It's great.
Well, no doubt. I mean, they're basically a second faster than everyone. Two of them are trying unbelievably hard. I mean, this is the biggest race. It's their grand final. So, Larko, you can't believe right now, like, they're qualifying laps.
Yeah, I can, mate. I've been watching your knee for a little while, mate. I know what's going on.
Young and old.
Thanks, buddy.
Like the rest of us, Scafie can't wait to get back to the monitor and check it out.
That's Whincup in the background there. Remember, he's been having those problems with the battery in the car, and if you haven't been following his progress, he's 21st.
The difference now, 1.2 seconds.
Well, now it's not so much about numbers, it's just about the visual proximity of the cars. So they're going to be both scrutinising each other. Lowndes gets the better view. Tander will get a sense.
That's a push so hard to get there on it every time.
Yeah, so basically, Tander looks to me as though the rear of the car's just starting to slide a little bit more. He's dragging everything out of it. Oh, he didn't get it turned in at 2. He didn't get it quite on the line that he wanted. This will get Craig even closer again.
3 laps remaining. It's absolutely incredible to think that you can have a motor race that goes almost 6.5 hours, almost 160 laps by now, and less than a second separating 1 and 2. The Holden Racing Team versus Team Vodafone. Tander against Lowndes in an ultimate grandstand finish.
He's going to be right on him. He's going to actually get to him, and I wasn't sure that was going to be the case by the time they got to the flag, but it is actually going to be a genuine battle between these guys, and there's no way on this planet that Tander's going to make it easy. He will fight tooth and nail, and there's no way that Lowndes got anything in his mind other than trying to mow straight over the top. A little anti-roll bar adjustment for the rear anti-roll bar, 1 click for Craig Lowndes. So these guys are going to draw on everything they've got. They've been doing it for a long time. They're both vastly experienced. It's 3/4 of a second. Garth Tander, lanky Western Australian, having a crack at the Victorian. They're both in Holdens, but 2 different flavours. And there's a lot of very strong rivalry between these 2 teams and between these 2 guys. Respect, but not a lot of love lost when you get down to the crunch. The margin is officially 0.67 of a second. The numbers kind of don't matter because it is going to be an arm wrestle to the finish.